Juan, you had me in a StreamYard jail, man.
My bad, homie.
I was just there sitting watching Dave, just not even knowing I'm looking at him.
Yeah. I had to change up the links and stuff for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for the mishap there.
Yo, Dave, what up? You hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Y'all been you on the air, son. You gotta let people know when you on the live when you doing live, man. You just got me you got me doing tests and me on live. You gotta let people know, man.
Well, we live.
Yeah, you got Dave Head over. Dave Head is in the keyboard, and you got me here just doing mic checks and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I spotted it right after I turned the music down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, dude. You gotta like give us a little countdown or something, man.
All right, well let's get it going. You know what I'm saying? We 2 minutes early. That's all.
Okay, I mean, since we live on the air, how does my mic sound? Is it good?
Yo, you sound good. You sound good.
Copy.
All right. Let me turn y'all up a bit.
Yo. Welcome to YouTube Live. You follow us YouTube Live. You can follow us live on YouTube and Facebook on the live stream. Welcome to the Hiphopcitizen live stream.
Welcome to Hiphopcitizen, Dialect 718.
Yeah, Don Juan the Mac.
And I don't even know who I am. I'm Dave.
Yeah, we're all from three parts of the state. I mean, country.
Is it good?
That's right.
You sound good.
There you go. Man.
We rerunning the show already?
Let's run it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Drop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Facebook.
Yo, welcome Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Yo, welcome to the live stream. Leave a comment, leave a post, and don't forget, this is interactive. We can see you and you can see us. Go ahead and call in, tell us how we doing, and tell us what's on your mind. You know what I'm saying?
How do we see them?
Say it again.
How do we see them?
Well, we can't see them. Well, apparently, so I can see the live stream viewer count, and we can also see their posts. So if you're watching a live chat, whether you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, go ahead and leave a post and comment, and it'll pop up here live, and we'll put it right on the screen.
No doubt.
So you'll see it right then and there. So we got to call in right away. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Hiphopcitizen live stream. What's up? We lost somebody. All right. We got somebody else calling in. Big J. Yo, welcome to the Hiphopcitizen live stream. What's up?
What's up?
Oh, what up, Big J? Where you coming in from, bro?
Virginia Beach.
Where you from?
Virginia Beach.
Beach, VA.
Yes, sir.
Oh, welcome to the live stream, brother. Big J. Thank you for tuning in. You follow.
Shout out to Neptune.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You following us from off the YouTube, or you following us off the Facebook?
Off the link.
Off the link. Word. Welcome to the show.
StreamYard.
Off the StreamYard.
What you got to say?
Yeah. Yo, Dialect 718. You know what I'm saying? We got Big J calling in from Vibe Beach. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Vibe Beach, Virginia.
Yeah, what's up, Big J?
What's up?
Yo, how you handling with the virus, man? What you doing to stay safe?
Man, I'm a teacher. I'm all good, man. I'm gone until September.
Yeah. Shout out to the teachers out there. You know what I'm saying? Much love to all of our teachers, the truckers.
They actually had an advantage because they were almost close to closing school out anyway for the year.
Yeah. We stay till June, so we got like 3 months, but I'm gone till September.
Did you guys get a chance to do the standardized test?
Nah. All this shit was canceled.
Okay.
Damn.
So how do you promote or hold back a child?
In my city, it's all up to the parents until you get to middle school. Basically, if you feel like your kid can do the work going forward, you can push them on even if they can't, up until middle school.
That's really social promotion.
Yeah, definitely social promotion. I mean, that's how you mess around and get in middle school and you got like 16-year-old, like 6th graders.
So do you believe in core curriculum?
You mean the Common Core?
Yeah, Common Core.
Nah, hell no, man. Hell no. You teach to the highest level the dumbest kid, man. Nah. Don't believe in that shit at all.
Okay, I feel you. What normally takes a teacher to prepare a school plan like for the year? the whole summer?
It depends, man. I mean, you don't necessarily need the whole summer, but yeah, it takes a while. Planning takes a while.
What particular subject or grade are you teaching now, sir?
5th grade special ed.
Oh, that would have been me. Wait, they still refer to him as special ed?
What's that?
They still refer to it as special ed?
Oh yeah, special ed. I mean, you got to put child first language, right? So, for example, say you have a child who has autism, you don't call the kid an autistic child or autistic kid. You say so with autism.
Okay,
that's what don't change, man.
Right. That's what's up. So do you find that this is actually a teacher's revenge now that the kids are home, that the parents actually get to see what their
Hell
kids
yeah.
like?
You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn how bad little Jimmy is, man. You're gonna learn. For real.
Yeah.
Do they use medication at the school?
Yeah. Some kids who need it get it, but I mean, honestly, they over medicate some kids, man.
Yeah.
I mean, kid be off the hook one day, next day, little Bama's like a zombie, man. Yeah, that shit ain't cool, man.
Pretty much why you allow the parent to decide whether the child is ready for promotion or not.
Elementary school, yeah. Middle school, high school, nah. But elementary school, yeah, you kind of you gotta get a little input from the parents. I mean, even if you know that kid reads on a 1st grade level in the 5th grade, and you think he should stay in the 5th grade, ain't but so much you could do. I mean, if the parents say, you know what, my little baby can read at home, and we can't read a Dr. Seuss book, but the parents say it's all good, you gotta let them go, man.
That's right. You can't have an 18-year-old 5th grader, I guess.
Yeah.
Trust me. There's been a few close to it. Like I said, I see some 16-year-old 6th graders.
Yeah. You're watching the Hiphopcitizen live stream. We're taking viewer comments and questions. Got a call in from Big J from BA, a school teacher talking about the virus and how it is, man. Yo, who you following in hip hop these days? Who you listen to in hip hop? You follow the independent scene or you follow the mainstream? Who do our teachers of America listen to in hip hop?
Man, I like Jay Electronica right now, man. That's my dude, man. Jay Electronica.
Okay.
Jay the Kiss. I'm old, man. So I'm an OG. I listen to old CDs, man. That's
me too. I'm into the old stuff as well. But Dialect is very much into the Jay Electronica.
Yeah. How did you feel about his last album?
You mean his only album?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that shit was fire, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Jay, really fill that 5% nation, man, it was all right, man. I wasn't mad at it.
Okay, so what do you got to say about the critics that were like complaining about Jay-Z being all over it?
I mean, shit, man. Jay been the dude from like what, 96? If he all over it, man, shut the fuck up. It's good, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a good thing, man. If you're gonna have anybody guest appearing on your album, why not be one of the GOATs?
I mean, for real. I mean, it's not like he had Lil Yachty all over it or something like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, you got against Lil Yachty, if you don't mind me asking.
Who, me? I ain't got nothing against him or for him, man. He's just there. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate your answer.
I mean, I'm an OG, man. You like a crack baby somebody made back in the day, man. That's what I'm feeling, but I'm gonna leave it alone right now.
Okay, I feel you on that one. Okay, if you had to say, what was the best old school album in your opinion in hip hop?
Best old school album in hip hop?
I actually, I was searching for "Ready to Die" on the internet. I purchased the album a very long time ago, and I don't know where I put it, but I thought I could reach out and listen to the songs on YouTube from "Ready to Die," which is my preference is the best album ever of hip hop, old school. So I was wondering what was yours, and can you hear it on the YouTube if you want?
My favorite all time.
Yes, sir.
Probably "One for All" by Brand Nubian.
One for All, Brand Nubian. Yes,
and all
that's
for
good
one.
one.
Yeah, that's my shit, man.
Yeah. I said, rough as David Ruff. How does it go, Mr. Dialect, if you remember?
I hear the beat is swinging over as if my name is David Ruffin. Quick to toast an MC just like an English muffin. I mean, I know that album cover to cover, man. So.
Grand Poop, man. Sprite commercial too. That was my dude back in the day.
What's amazing is that Grand Puba and Brand Nubians produced most of that album. A lot of people don't know that because back then nobody really knew who was producing anything. But like,
nobody was checking for the producer.
No Alamo and Stunt Diggy.
What's that?
No Alamo and Stunt Diggy.
Nah, just I think the 3 MCs and I think the other producer on there was Dante Ross. I think it was Stimulated Dummies, but for most part it was Grand Puba, Sadat X, and Lord Jamal who produced that album.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was a classic. That's a hip hop classic right there.
That's a classic, man. Probably second favorite though is Low End Theory by Tribe.
Oh, you like Native Tongue?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yes. Last night I was listening to some very good choice selections from Questlove of the Roots. His live Instagram. Are you a follower?
Nah, I don't really mess with social media too much, man.
Okay, then I feel even more privileged and appreciative of your time.
At least he had the sense to check out Hiphopcitizen live, so we definitely appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I always had the sense, man, for that, man. I don't really mess with it too much, but if it makes sense, it makes sense.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I got some new hip hop news, man. I think Big J would like this, but I heard DMX is currently working on a new album.
For real? He out of jail?
Anybody check for that one?
Currently, yes, he is.
Yeah, he's out of jail. I think he's in Nashville. He said his new album is pretty much done.
Oh shit!
So I don't know if anybody's checking for that.
See, that's the thing. Who is he with? I mean, when he had Irv and Def Jam, I mean, if he's still Rough Riders forever, I guess. But whoever produces DMX tracks makes DMX albums, in my opinion, because those beats in the first one.
Yeah, they go fire, but man, DMX voice make DMX albums.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because he ain't the best lyricist out there, without a doubt, but that voice get him over, man.
I'm glad you said it, Big J.
There you go. There you go. Hey, we just want to remind our viewers real quick, if you're following us on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and leave a comment on the live chat. You know what I'm saying? Get it up on the screen, something's on your mind. Or if you feel like Big J, just go ahead and give us a call. Call us in. Follow the link below, Hiphopcitizen.
One more question, Big J. Do you have an N95 mask?
A what?
An N95 mask. That is the...
Nah, man. No. I'm like 6'7", man. The virus can't get up here, man. I'm good.
I understand the name Big J even more now. I didn't want to go there.
Nah, for real though. The masks don't work. I mean, if you sick, it'll prevent other people from getting sick. But if you're not sick, that mask ain't shit though. I mean, you're gonna end up taking it all, moving it all day anyway, and you're gonna end up getting sick anyway. So putting that mask on, taking it all, putting it on, man, just leave it alone, man. I'm
at a second emotion, Big J. So I'm out here in Texas. I got my N95 mask on. It's 90 degrees outside, you know what I'm saying? And I damn near passed out in Walmart, you know, so you put your cart around and you don't realize you breathing that badass air, your own breath, because the N95, that shit's tight. And so before you know it, by the time you get to checkout, I'm like this, I'm about to pass out. I'm waving, rocking and shit. I'm like, yo, this ain't gonna work. The N95 mask, yo, you're gonna catch me outside if it gets too hot with this virus.
But you know what's coming now. The coronavirus hip hop, it's coming.
Oh, yeah, we've Dialect. I think Dialect hit me some there's some pretty dope bars out there on the coronavirus.
Well, maybe we'll get a chance to get to it. But something else Big J might be interested. Dialect, you were reading an article about Rakim and Dr. Dre maybe collaborating together.
Come on, cuz. They've been saying this shit since like what? 93, 94?
You absolutely
Nah, ain't happening.
Yeah, I think Rakim was actually signed to Aftermath back in the day. But I think Rakim said with a lot of the people had like the wrong perception of him. A lot of people thought he was into the whole drug dealing lifestyle and the thug lifestyle, but he said that wasn't him. If anything was like thug about him, it was more of his delivery, but he said that was the misconception of him. And I think that's what Dre kind of wanted on Rakim's solo album. And when he couldn't get that, I guess it kind of, the whole idea of the album just got shelved. But
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What label was the 18th letter on? Was that Dre stuff?
Relativity?
Probably, yeah. But it wasn't Aftermath, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, not to knock Dre, but not too many East Coast rappers was able to hang out. Queen Pen was the most successful one, to say the least.
Ready?
You had Nas, they in the firm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Phone Tap. Hove done tracks with him.
Fitty.
He remixed to Watches.
G Unit.
Oh, my apologies, Big J.
There you go.
My apologies, Big J. Yo, at 50, you out there, God bless. What he did for the Dr. Dre beat, it will be history. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Yeah. But you're right though. Other than them, not too many, man.
Dre's
West Coast beats are different, man.
Oh, he did the Q-Tip vibe thing.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Vibrant thing?
Vibrant thing.
You sure he did that?
I'm not 100% sure. I think I heard that might have been.
I know Q-Tip did his own beats, so I'm just.
Yeah, I thought Tip and Ali Sheed Muhammad did his beats. The and all them Bamas.
Yeah. I would have to. What happened?
Well, you got one.
Yeah, but I remember Dre back then, like when he signed Eminem, he had signed. I don't know if y'all remember him signing Eve originally.
Yeah.
And he also signed. Do you guys remember The Last Emperor?
Nah.
Yeah, he was not an underground rapper. He did this song called Secret Wars back in the day, where he had a song with rappers versus comic book characters.
All right, check it out. Man.
Yeah, he's from Philly. He was an underground MC, and Dre signed him too. But he had signed a couple of East Coast artists. But I guess like what you were saying, Dave, that maybe his style of beats didn't really go with their style of lyrics. Maybe he liked the MC, but he realized his beats didn't go with theirs.
It was just a bad marriage. I don't understand why. But the one with 50 Cent actually worked. I guess, Dre was so popular and such a big act that he didn't want to mess with, up and comers unless he owned them. So when he gave someone a beat, it had to been someone that was already successful as well. And then when you get two egos in the room together, it just maybe sometimes one want to take it one way and one want to take it another. But when he was up an artist and they had to eat what Dre prepared for them, most of them did very well.
Yeah. I mean, Dre's beats was hot, man, but I mean, after a while they got kind of stale, man. Early 2000s, he got a little stale, man, until G Unit came around. But still, I mean, wasn't my thing, man.
Right. I mean, Rakim, I don't know. God bless the dead to Eric B's daughter. That was a tragic loss. And I don't know if Eric B maybe want to do hip hop anymore, but Rakim and Eric B was a tandem that couldn't be messed with. They took down the greats like Run DMC, my friends, and everyone in the 80s. The early Eric B for president. You want to talk classic old school?
Mahogany.
Oh, yeah. Oh, follow the leader.
Follow the leader.
You keep
Microphone Fiend.
Oh goodness! So and Dre's also a DJ. Let's not forget, Rec. What was the Rec Crew?
Well, World Class Wrecking Crew.
World Class Wrecking. Oh, Big J.
Turn off the lights.
An aficionado on this microphone here. Yes, World Class Wrecking Crew. So I would like to see what they do, because again, it'd be great to have some classic music, or a classic tandem to get together. But if they're out there to sell records, it might not go over to a major way like that.
Nah, nobody buy records anymore anyway, really, man. It's all about buying a single or whoever got, I don't know, whatever's hot on Twitter or whatnot.
You like the Baby? He just went platinum.
Who?
The Baby. His album Kurt just went platinum.
Again, who?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm old, dude. I don't mess with that Bama, man. I'm good. I'm good. I respect his hustle, man, but I'm good, man.
I think since he was right next door that you might have dug him or heard him.
I heard of him before, man. He all right.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Man, most young bands I don't really mess with, though, man. I like A$AP Ferg. He all right. I like A$AP Ferg.
Bama, though.
What's that?
Ferg is up. Bama.
Yeah.
How old is he?
What's up, my brother?
He's from New York.
Yo, welcome to the Hiphopcitizen live podcast. Where you calling from, homie?
Word, man. This is Marcus calling from Connecticut. What's up, everybody?
Yo, welcome to the show. Connecticut.
Good to be here, baby. Good to be here.
Yeah, we're just talking with Big J from Virginia.
What's up, fellas?
I don't see
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Chilling like a villain. You know how we do. Trying to survive in this Rona era. Yo, out here in Connecticut, they call it the Wuhan.
You got your arm chair.
They call it the Wuhan.
Man, we got politicians on the mic now.
Yeah, man. What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. You good, baby?
I'm good, man. Good at maintaining.
what part of Connecticut you from?
Yo, you heard of New Haven?
Of course, yeah. Ain't that the capital?
Yeah, that's the hometown.
Okay.
That's the hood right there.
They call it gun wave in New Haven, right?
No, they call it pistol wave in New Haven.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was close.
Okay.
Yeah, you was. Yeah, brother, you was close.
I don't know what we got a party on.
Look like it. What's up, bro?
What it
What's your
do?
name? Oh my goodness.
What it do?
I like that.
Chilling.
It's
What's
Bucky Dollar. What it do?
What's the squeaking?
Yo, I'm sorry, man. That's my poodle getting it on right now.
Yo, we got Bucky Dollar from the hip hop. Yo, independent hip hop right here. Bucky Dollar, man, one of the top independent artists in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Just joined the live stream. You know what I'm saying? We got Big J calling in from Virginia. Got a mother from Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show, Bucky. How you holding down the Rona?
Hey, bruh. I'm trying to stay motherfucking clean out here, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's looking real dirty outside, real messy out here in these streets out here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Everybody's quarantined?
Nah,
Yeah.
over on this side, it's like mostly everybody, but they got like essential workers out. So like people that's doing like construction, like data centers, there's certain things that's still open and shit.
Okay.
Man, in Virginia, they decided that liquor stores were essential workers.
Absolutely.
Which is fucking nuts. That's shit nuts.
It's nuts, but at the same time, man, they got to keep people nice. Otherwise, man, we're gonna have like a zombie apocalypse out here. Before the zombie apocalypse,
We got 50,000 infected in
spooky, man. This shit spooky out here.
it is.
But you know, take it one day at a time. You know what I'm saying? One day at a time. Keep it pushing. It's bringing out a lot of creativity as far as artists and shit, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of creativity and people being creative with, you know, providing platforms without, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's how hip hop do. You know, we creative anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The less they give us, the better we are.
Exactly. You know, we always been, you know what I'm saying, pushed to the back. So, you know, we just shine brighter. You know what I'm saying? It can't block the light. You know what I'm saying? So
where are you from again, sir?
I'm from Virginia.
Virginia. Oh, two Virginians. Okay.
So let me tell you, Dave, let me give you a little bit of background on Bucky Dollar. Bucky Dollar, you know, and this kid right here puts in his work. I mean, if you're on YouTube right now, I want everyone to look at Bucky Dollar at Bucky Hat Show. Yo, Bucky, what's the website again?
I got buckyhatshorty.com, BucketHatshawty. That's my website, and then we got the YouTube is Bucket Hat Shorty TV.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can listen to Bucky's catalog for 2 hours straight. Solid.
How many tracks your catalog, sir?
I got a lot. I don't know exactly how many, but I got a lot. I've been doing this shit for 10 years, man. So you know, I got some time in this.
The videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, saying you could check it out. They'll play for hours. Trust me on this. You know, say we got a future legend on the show right now. We're real blessed to have you, brother. You know.
Yes, I appreciate y'all. What's up with y'all though, man? How's everything going? I appreciate y'all having me in here. Shit.
Oh yeah, you know we're practicing social distancing. You know, everybody staying 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah, I see. literally 6 feet away from each other.
Couple of states, if you will.
Yeah.
You guys are also doing social distancing?
What'd you say then?
You're also doing social distancing.
Yeah, somewhat. I try to keep my distance, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling everybody, you know, either throw up the Wakanda, fist bump, or I salute you. That's it. That's all we doing. We ain't doing none of this, that, none of that. We saluting or we Wakanda ending up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Or head nod, like, okay, I see you,
I'm on
brother.
that head nod shit. Like, all right, homie.
Exactly. So I tell my people, I don't want to hear y'all saying I'm acting brand new because this shit is out here and I ain't dabbing nobody. I apologize, but that's what y'all getting right now. You know what I'm saying?
Are you wearing a mask, Bucky?
What was that?
Are you wearing a mask?
Nah, I ain't getting no mask.
Hey,
I ain't getting no mask.
So
You only wear a mask here.
I ain't getting no mask, man. I'm staying prayed up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay prayed up. You know what I'm saying?
how has the virus changed up your lyrics? I mean, everyone's doing like a Corona freestyle or some type of Corona lyrics. Are you gonna drop a Corona lyrics or a Corona song?
Nah, business as usual with me. I ain't gonna stop doing what I'm doing just because this damn virus is here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just keep on moving. And, you know, I'll drop little subtle bars here and there, but it's business as usual, man. The one monkey can't stop the show. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop doing what I'm doing, being consistent because of the Rona and whatnot. But I'm definitely throwing in little bars here and there. But I feel like everybody's is dropping Corona bars right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey,
I feel like everybody dropping them right now. So I'm just
sorry
trying to keep it consistent.
Where was I when they decided to change coronavirus to Rona? I mean, I missed the meeting.
I call it that Roni.
Okay. Nobody want to call it
the Roni virus out here, man. It's out here getting everybody right now, man. How y'all feel about this coronavirus, man? Honest opinions. How y'all feel about it?
It was scary last week and it's sometime this week. You see, in New York, the numbers are astronomical.
Yeah, Dave's in Brooklyn, so you know what I'm saying. So yeah, he's getting it pretty bad up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's bad up in New York. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I heard.
Yeah, you know what I think? At the end of the day, they're gonna tell us, "My bad, it's just pollen." You know what I'm saying? It's just pollen.
Nah, this shit ain't pollen, cuz.
Nah. I feel like
I
honestly feel like Donald Trump dropped the ball at first, yo. I feel like, you know, if they could have jumped out in front of this before when they seen it coming, it may not have been as catastrophic, you know what I'm saying? But they kind of like a panic mode right now, you know what I'm saying?
And dude been dropping the ball since like 2016 though.
Yeah,
come on.
He dropping the ball when he ran. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you right.
You know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it'd be a different response if it was?
What was that?
Would it be a different response if it was a Democratic leader versus a Republican? Republican seems to be more about do it your own versus a universal approach. You always hear them say, "Well, what you do in one part of the city may not be right for the other."
I'm gonna keep it real. I think the whole government crooked. It don't matter, Democrat, Republic, Independent. They all crooked. To me, I feel like the whole government crooked. You know what I'm saying? I feel like fuck the Democratic, Republican Party. They need a whole government overhaul. It needs to be updated because there's a lot of bullshit going on, but past the president. It's beyond the president. It's a bunch of bullshit.
They believe that the government is absolutely stretched to the capacity already, and that they're pretty much putting it together with band. Now you just got to think about who do you believe, because now they're saying that after they done printed that $500 quadrillion and then they're going to distribute it out, that whenever they claim to be broke, it's actually false. So once we get past this, if we do get past this, they find some sort of vaccination to inoculate everybody, and we don't ever have to worry about our lung capacity being decreased. Will we believe them when they say they can't give college for free, or they can't provide homes for people that are homeless and things like that, when all they have to do is just print the money? The market is completely dysfunctional, and now we got a bunch of $1 trillion in circulation that there's no accountability for because no one earned it. I mean, you're completely unemployed for a period of time that you can't determine. So it's what you believe.
Yeah, it's spooky, man, for real. I mean, I just never heard the government giving out free money and expecting nothing from it. You know what I'm saying? Something got to come from that. They taking it out of somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whose ass they gonna take it out of, who they taking it out of, but they taking that out of somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that is a right there.
By my own math,
$2,400 like in Virginia is different from $2,400 in Connecticut.
Right.
I mean,
right.
They ain't even really consider that. I mean, it's way different from $2,400 in like California,
right,
or like Alabama, Mississippi.
Right.
That's a up down there. I mean, for here, man, that's like mortgage payment, maybe.
That's not even that. That shit don't even pay my rent. That shit don't pay my rent.
And if you think about it, if you take the $2 trillion divided by every American, that's really $6,500 per person. So if you got something less than $6,500, you've been bent.
Oh yeah, they cook it. Luckily, luckily I don't depend on the government to provide financial compensation for myself. I'm a hustler, so I go out here and I get it how I get it. But it's fucked up out here, man. It's real fucked up, man. It's a scary time right now, dog. Like it's just like they're just leaving everybody. It's just like it's all up in the air. It's like they don't really have an answer for much of anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like millions of Americans are just left out to dry, especially small business owners.
Small business was finished.
Right.
They're murdering small businesses. It's like corporations. Where corporations got reserves that they can depend on to take care of stuff like this. A lot of small businesses, they need that day to day. They need that day to day to get to make the ends. That's how they get their money. They need the day to day transactions to stack up their capital. But with them cutting off all small businesses, it's kind of like they're hanging them out to dry, man. You know what I'm saying?
So you as an MC, you are considered a small business. So
that's right. Absolutely. That's right. That's a small business owner. There you go.
Allowed to perform?
What was that?
Are you still allowed to perform in Virginia?
At my house, they shut down all the venues. They shut down everything. So it's really like, we got to be real creative right now. We got to put on things at our house. Yesterday, my birthday was yesterday. I had like an online birthday party at my house. You know what I'm saying? So, we invited a bunch of people in, had a few people come in, a couple of DJs, people, rappers and stuff. But that's how we had to do it right now, just to, to try to knock down this curve. You know what I'm saying?
How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 32.
Okay, so you still got plenty of longevity in this hip hop thing to do it.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle. I'm like the little big brother.
Look, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not I feel like I'm getting to that OG status. A lot of the younger kids look up to me, but I still look up to a lot of people myself. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm right in that good medium right now.
I don't know why Juan hasn't played some of your tracks.
Best believe. Let me tell you, since we've been doing the independent hip hop countdown, Bucky has been a consistent, and I was going to bring it up as a matter of fact. Bucky drops like a high quality video and music video just about every month.
Yeah.
When I tell you this guy has a catalog, I'm telling you, thank me later. If you never heard of Bucky Dollar, I want y'all to hit me up and thank me later. You know what I'm saying? But really go check out his catalog. This guy is consistent. He's solid. I mean, he drops something every month. And I was just going to ask you, Bucky, I mean, with the downturn, are you going to drop something? Or are you going to take a break for the next couple of months? Because you can't go outside until Easter.
Nah. Foot on the gas. I just dropped the song today. And then I'm going to drop another one in 2 weeks. And I'm going to drop another one in another 2 weeks. And I'm going to drop another one in another 2 weeks. The whole year, I'm going to drop one every 2 weeks. I'm going to try to stay consistent with the videos, a video a month, but I'm trying to wrap it up as far as my plan is I want to drop 2 songs a month, and I want to drop 4 EPs for each quarter of the year.
Wow.
So that's the plan.
So I mean, beyond that, is the plan to stay independent? Are you comfortable where you are? I mean, I know the labels are talking. I've seen you in magazines. I've seen the write-ups.
Right.
So why, and I've seen some of the other guys that we profile with you, like Yellow Beezy, who've gone on, saying to get signed.
Right.
What is Bucky Dollar holding out? I mean, does it look right? I mean, what's Bucky Dollar waiting on?
Leverage. I need leverage. I I really study this game. Like I really do my homework. Like all I do all day is look at interviews and all kind of jewels being dropped and read all kind of books. So I know right now the record labels are kind of scrambling because it's been taken out of their hands because record sales is no more. So it's all streaming. So it's like it's really in the artist's hands right now. So the name of the game for me is just building leverage to the point I could go to the table and negotiate a deal that makes sense for me and, you know, for my situation. You know what I'm saying? But we're not being slaves no more. We're not being slaved by no record labels anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for like distribution type situations. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm just trying to build up my value, build up my leverage. So when it's time to start talking to these labels, they already know what's on the table. They see the numbers. Everything is. They can't offer me no shit because I've already built up what I built up. It's like you got to come correct or don't come at all. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Have you ever been signed?
Have I ever been signed?
Yes.
Nah, I never signed a contract.
Okay.
No.
And who in Virginia have reached out to you? Any of the local big wigs? Timberland?
I've talked to a few people at Pusha T just started a label in Virginia. So I've talked to a couple of his people. We talked to a couple of Atlantic reps, a couple small indies, but nothing really too major. You know what I'm saying? But I know there's a lot of people that's checking. You know,
You done a show in New York?
I'm seeing a lot of people tuned in. So you know, I haven't really entertained nothing because I feel like I haven't built the leverage. Not there yet. It's almost there. It's coming close, but I'm still building up the leverage. I feel like.
Have you ever performed in New York?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We performed at what's the spot called? SOBs. Probably about.
I love SOB.
Yeah, 3-4 years ago we performed at SOBs. It was a dope show.
You were part of a group?
Yeah, me. I was a part of the group when I first started. I was part of a group. But through the years, this game, the rap game is a marathon. So a lot of people run. Yeah, not everybody built for a marathon. People built to run races, but as far as a marathon, not everybody built to run no marathon. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that we started with is not there no longer. You know what I'm saying? It's just me and my homie M Bird. That's the only ones that kind of stuck it out through everything.
That's another interesting combo. Let's talk about M Bird too. So how does that relationship pop off? You know what I'm saying? M Bird has been MTV Jams Video of the Week at one point.
Yeah.
How's your relationship been? How far back can you and M Bird go? Let's talk about M Bird a little bit. Yo, Bucky.
What happened to Doug?
Oh man, don't tell me we lost our show. Look, his light was flickering in on and off. He might have been on the battle.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I'm very interested in the music now.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. You got to check out Bucky Dollar. You guys can thank me later. If you're not hip, that's why you need to tune in to the Hiphopcitizen show because we feature some of the best of independent hip hop.
I wanted them to kick a freestyle.
Oh yeah. He got some great to listen to. He got something to ride to. Yeah, Bucky got something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I'm gonna try to see if we can play some of Bucky's music. You know what I'm saying? But a real true talent nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Yo, looks like Dialect finally joined us back in.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Yo, we just
what's up, dude?
Had a killer interview with Bucky Dollar.
Yeah, I was watching it, man. It's hot down here in Atlanta, man. So I think my computer got overheated and it just took me out.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bucky Dollar's music.
Yeah, that was hot too, man. I've been listening to him. Juan put me on to him, man. I've been listening to him since like 2018, man.
Yeah. All right. I think we got him back on here. Let me get Bucky back on here. Yo, Bucky, welcome back to the show.
My bad, my phone had died, fellas. I apologize.
That's what we talk. So since we got one man, Dialect 718, also from Brooklyn, now out of Atlanta. He just happened to call in. Welcome back, Dialect.
Dialect, what's up, brother?
Yeah, what's happening, Bucky?
What's going on, man? I'm cool.
Chilling.
Yeah. Oh, look, we got another call. Looks like Carly J. Welcome to the show, Carly J. Welcome.
Carly J.
Online with Hiphopcitizen and Bucky Dollar.
What up, Carly?
Hey guys.
Namaste.
How you doing? What's your question? Got a question for Bucky Dollar? On live with
No,
Bucky Dollar.
Where you from? I didn't hear one introduce you.
Carly, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Shout out to the Heat. It's hot out there.
It's hot as hell out there.
Yeah.
What was we talking about before we got cut off though? You talking about M. Berg, right?
Yeah, we were talking about the relationship with M. Berg because you know what I'm saying we know that also M. Berg, like yourself, M. Berg has had some videos also on MTV, Jam of the Week. You and M. Berg have seen you in the videos with M. Berg. There's a relationship there. Let's talk about that relationship with M. Berg.
Yeah, that's my right hand man, bro. I grew up with him. I've known M. Berg since middle school. So he's one of the original ones I started rapping with. He was rapping. Me, I used to freestyle and battle a lot, you know what I'm saying? But M. Berg was really the one who was hitting the studio early. So he kind of got me into that mode. And we just been rocking ever since. This is like 15 years plus. So, you know, we just always stayed down and always supported each other and always looked at it like, you know, whatever you do, I'm with you. Whatever I do, you with me. You know what I'm saying? And we just kept it like that, like brothers, for real, for real.
How many tracks you guys have a album together or multiple
we
tracks?
got a couple out. We got like 2 albums together. We haven't done one in like 2-3 years though, so it's about time for another one. But yeah, we got a lot of songs together. Like I said, that's who I was when I first started really getting into the studio. That's who I was with all the time. So we got probably over like 50 to 100 songs together.
You say Berg taught you how to do it?
Now he didn't teach me how to do it. He showed me like studio etiquette because I had never really been in a studio before, you know. So he taught me how to really record my music. You know, I was just freestyling and battling people in the streets like that. I never really was in a studio environment. So he was kind of doing his own thing, trying to learn how to record, had his own little studio, and I just really learned how to record and put myself on wax through him. He helped teach me how to do it. But as far as rhyming, I've always been rhyming. You know what I'm saying?
You had to recommend a song that identifies you and Berg the best. Which song would that be?
I would say me and Berg the best. I would say Counting My Blessings, featuring Dave East. We got a song with Dave East.
Okay.
That's pretty dope.
You've done tracks with signed artists.
Yeah. We got a song with Dave East. We did one with Fat Trail. We got a couple with this guy out of DC. I don't know if y'all heard of his name's Kingpin Slim.
Dialect?
Huh?
You ever heard of Kingpin Slim?
From DC.
Nah, that's my first time hearing him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from DC.
Who is he associated with?
He's associated. He signed to, I want to say, Rostrum Records.
Okay.
He does a lot of ghostwriting. But he's a major figure in DC. Like as far as
so the song is called "Count My Blessings." Has that made the top 10? Don Juan?
No. Well, look.
I think that was before Don Juan even heard of me. That was back.
Yeah, we're talking about history now. You know, we're talking about saying back to the beginning of how Bucky got to where he is today. And make no mistake about it. I don't know anyone hotter. Saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone listening to me, I don't know anyone hotter in NBA right now on the independent scene hotter than Bucky Dollar. Like I said, when I first started doing the Hiphopcitizen, I was like, yo, who's the hottest in NBA? And all roads pointed to Bucky Dollar.
Right. I appreciate you.
So, you know what I'm saying? And that's the real deal.
A lot of heat coming out of VA right now, man. There's a lot of heat right now.
I just
got out of this live. My homie, he did like a listening session, and he had a DJ, and they on live right now, basically playing all Virginia artists. And I heard a whole lot of good.
Yeah, we're talking about Roe, Marshall Roe, right?
Exactly.
Shout out to Roe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. It's a lot of talent out here, man. There's a lot of talent. I'm just happy to help represent it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm one of the ones that helped start it. So I'm just happy to help represent it and provide a platform for everybody around the area. You know what I'm saying?
And you did say that. You said it was a marathon. And it looks like you're carrying a baton, saying of this part of the marathon leg, because like I said, VA, has a huge history in hip hop. I think for a good decade, right, Dialect? I think VA was running hip hop.
Yeah, VA Teddy Riley,
Yeah, you got
Pharrell,
tunes.
Timbaland, Missy Elliott, Clips. You know, there's a lot of them. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
are you familiar with the producer Knots?
Yeah. From the 757, right?
Yeah. I know he produced a lot of stuff for like Busta Rhymes back in the day.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope too. Skills is from VA. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
shout out to
Yeah,
Shaquan Lewis.
Who'd you say, man?
I thought he was from New York, but he moved to VA. Skills.
Nah, I think he
Skills been from VA. Look, I was in one of the Skills videos. I used to throw parties in VA, and Shaquan invited me to one of the videos. Movie shout out to Skills, man, for the invite. My first hip hop video was Movie Body with Skills. I met Fat Joe. Shout out to Fat Joe.
Yes, of course, all day. The BX, the Wakanda. So I thought Mad Skills is from New York. Okay, we beyond that now. We got my man Bucky Dollar here, and how many songs did you produce since the virus has hit?
I got a little home studio, so I've been working. I don't even know how many I've done. See, me, I'm a kind of guy that like I just work. I mean, I don't really count up. You know, I knock out songs, whatever I'm feeling at the time. I just knock it out, and then later on I come back, and if I gotta touch up anything, I touch it up. But I just try to work as much as possible, stay writing, stay laying stuff down. It's a lot of stuff. I got like a lot of skeletons, maybe just one verse joints that I'll come back eventually later and finish up. But that's really my process.
No writer's block ever?
What was that?
No writer's block ever?
Writer's block. Writer's block.
Nah, not really. Nothing no weed. Nothing no weed can't fix. You know what I'm saying? I smoke a little weed and I'm back. I'm back, baby. You know what I'm saying? That clears up everything for me. You know what I'm saying?
How do you find my bad, Dave? How do you find a good weed in the virus? How do you know that the virus is not traveling in the good weed?
Hey,
God forbid.
Hey, I got a tight circle, so I don't trust too many with my weed choices. You know what I'm saying? I keep the same people. I know where you at. I know where it's coming from, so we can go ahead and get that. You know, it ain't got me sick yet, so I'm good. I ain't sick yet, so we good.
I tell you honestly, people in New York would fear to move down south because they couldn't find good weed. But now, if it's all the way down there, you're gonna get an influx. People are just gonna move down there.
Yeah, because you gotta think DC is 30 minutes away from us, so DC is legalized. You know what I'm saying? So it's here. It's definitely here. And then they flying that shit over from California. Man, it's here. It's here. That's all I'm gonna say. It's here. It's around here. You just gotta know who you know to get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely
under the pressure of a Commonwealth state.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. They just decriminalized weed over here, anyways. So now you can get caught with up to an ounce and just get a fine. They just decriminalized it, which is crazy because I've been catching charges for 10 years now off this little weed ass. You know what I'm saying?
Have all those been dismissed?
Not yet, because it doesn't come into effect until July 1st is when they'll start that the act. So that's when I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to get everything at least, if not expunged, at least sealed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You have to
exactly.
Yo, we're alive with Bucky Dollar. I just want to ask you, Bucky, do you listen to new music? Have you heard the J Electronica release, or are you an artist that kind of tunes that stuff out? Have you had a chance to check it out? What do you think?
No, I tune into everything. I listen to everything. Interviews, even if I don't personally like the artist, I feel like with every interview you could get jewels out of everything. You know what I'm saying? It's always the devil's in the details, what I feel like. So it's always stuff that you can pick up. But yeah, I like that J Electronica Jay-Z joint. A lot of it went over my head. And I had to double back and listen to it again because a lot of it is like it went over my head a lot. But I think it's a solid album.
Wait a minute. When you say you're a rapper's rapper, when you say it went over your head, explain that to us. What does that mean from an artist's point of view?
They was talking a lot of like 5%, a lot of 5% talk, a lot of Islamic talk that I had to go and research a lot of the things that they were talking about. So I'm not talking about as far as like lyricism. I'm talking about like what they were actually speaking on and things that they were speaking on. And it just comes from them being older and know a little bit more wisdom than me. You know what I'm saying?
Who Jazzo is?
Yeah, Jazzo is the originator. That's how Jay-Z got on.
That's right. And he was the original originator of that 5% of talk.
Yeah.
And the lyrics. So it's now Jazzo, Jay-Z, Jay Electronica.
Right,
so it's
right.
The Father, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost, though. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Right.
Yeah, wasn't that Rakim though? Who brought the 5% talk to hip hop before Jazzo?
But it was all around the same time.
Yes, they were around the same time. But Rakim did popularize it because he was able to take it a little further than Jazzo did. But as influencing, Jazzo is a strong influence of the 5% of talk in hip hop, but it's underground. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's not as Rakim. But Rakim's got his hits first before he did it. Jazzo did it straight through.
Right. But yeah, I enjoyed the album. I think Hove left Jay Electronica though. I feel like he dusted him off, but he OG, so that's what he's supposed to do.
Right.
He OG Jay Electronica, but Jay, he came with some fire though, man. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like the feel of the album. It's a real dope album. I was surprised. I thought it was just Jay Electronica. Then I heard Jay-Z on it. I was psyched. That's my favorite rapper is Jay-Z. So
very nice.
So I once I heard he was on every song, I was like, he was on one song. I'm like, okay, it's just one song. Then I heard another song. I'm like, oh, he's on this one too. I said, oh, he's on the whole album. I said, okay, I need to check this out.
Collaboration.
Right. He just seems like he's getting sharper.
I'm sure.
Sharper with time. Sharper and sharper and sharper and sharper.
UConn, you heard the album? I'm calling Connecticut. Connecticut, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, brother. What was that?
What's your name, sir? I'm sorry.
Marcus.
Marcus, you hear the album?
No, I heard like little snippets here and there, but I didn't hear the full album. But I did hear that Jay was on it a lot.
What was the last album you heard, sir?
Last album I heard was I like the baby. I like the baby, and I like baby, just regular baby.
Oh, you new school.
Yeah, like I like these new artists, man. I like this kind of hip hop. Like even though I'm an old head, I came up on like Wu-Tang,
right.
Nas, Biggie, Juan,
Well, look, you gonna like Bucky Dollar, trust me.
I'm gonna check them out.
Oh yeah, you gonna like it. I got some flavor, bro. I'm
gonna check you out, bro. I got you.
I'm an old soul for real. I came up listening to Motown, Temprees, Temptations, Delphonics.
Yeah.
Tops, all that. My father was a DJ, old school
DJ,
on the vinyls. You know what I'm saying? We got crates and crates and crates of vinyl. So when I was younger, he used to just test me like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "I don't know." Well, I'm gonna play it again. Who is this? And he just kept all day, every day, playing the songs over and over again to the point I'm like, yo, I don't want to hear this shit no more. He's like, what's the name of the song? And I had to give him the name of the song before he'd stop playing it. So
what do you do for a living, Marcus?
I work in communications and relations. I run a economic development organization, and I do a lot of consulting work in politics.
Very nice. So are you employed still, or?
I'm sorry?
Are you still employed?
Yeah.
Okay, so it hasn't affected you.
Well, I've had to start working from home. So and that's a main thing. Like only like 30% of the population, Black population, can even work from home. So you got a lot of folks that are just straight up out of work, and their kids are suffering because they don't have the type of internet connection and electronics to do the work on a regular basis. Right. So
up for months, the availability of bandwidth and the devices to get the children educated. Actually, you have
totally, yeah.
Okay.
And I tell my son all the time that even during this down school time, like physically, you have to be right mentally, and you have to be reading, You have to be taking initiative to learn things outside of your classroom because we can't count on the school systems to teach our kids anymore.
Nope.
How old is your son?
My boy, he's 13.
Wow. Okay.
You can't.
So he was supposed to graduate junior high.
He's in 8th grade.
Okay. So this was a graduation year. Prom year.
Basically, but they don't do graduations for 8th to 9th grade to high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No junior high.
What was that? No what? No.
Wow.
No junior prom.
It's awful.
Tell me about it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But it's like I'm hoping that you know what I'm saying, like the rap nowadays gets more type of more socially conscious.
Yeah.
You know, so even though you rapping about the lifestyle and what you do and what you've been through, right, that you're taking into account like the effect that you have on these younger kids. Right. Because it means something. It means something. Like if you on TV and you doing your thing nowadays, that type of influence means something because the TV raising these kids more than the parents are.
Right.
So it's just something to think about.
When you talk about economic development, what do you see the return of that when we all get back to work?
Yeah, well, economic development, I think, has its basis in land and property, right? And unfortunately, people that look like me and you, they have neither. So when you look at the gentrification of our neighborhoods by wealthy white folks and pushing us further and further out of our communities, it's indicative of us not owning anything. Okay, and what we have to do is start pulling our resources more effectively so that we can create conglomerates that create businesses and create our own economic wealth within our community. Again,
so now we're in a bear market, they call it.
Yeah, a bear market.
Are there many like us that are buying up now, or are we still sideline?
Well, ask Don Juan. He know now's the time to be purchasing something. The interest rates are under 1%. It's about 0.25%. You could get loans for cheap. Like the brother said, the economic stimulus package is in effect today. So everybody should be receiving a check if you don't make over a certain amount of money. So there's opportunities out there.
And let me tell you what this means for right now. For those of you that have cash, for example, the banks are going to start giving you money. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. And instead of charging you money, they're going to start giving you money because of the negative interest rates. And so yeah, absolutely, cash is going to be king now more than ever. So for those of you that's been holding on to cash, yo, you wait and see. The good times are coming for you. Those of you without cash, it's going to get a little bit harder.
I've never played the market except for fun. It's volatile. That's why I never got it because I don't gamble with my money. But if it's positions where people can buy low, you know what I'm saying? I like to own some Apple, some McDonald's, some Nike. You know what I mean? Is that cheap or is that still expensive?
Well, you're talking blue chip stocks now. And if you're like risk averse and you don't want to throw your money into big stocks like that, then you throw it into mutual funds, right? You throw it into funds that are spread out that have a equal risk of risky stocks, moderate stocks, and stocks that are going to do well on a regular basis, and that's how you kind of balance out your gains.
How do you know which one of those besides the technology stocks and the bio stocks now?
Isn't one like the S&P 500? That's a major one. Isn't that a major?
Yeah, that's an index. Yeah, that's something that's like a market. That's where they trade at.
You can play the index. Like so, for example, if you have $1,000 and you can play the index, you can say, "Hey, I'm gonna put this $1,000 based on where the economy is going." So as the index goes up or down, your $1,000. It'll fluctuate based on the market. It's kind of like it's almost like a gambling thing if you were in Vegas.
Listen, it's just like.
But how do I get the stock before it goes public? How do I pick that one that goes boom and not bust? You understand? See, that's
you got to be a popular guy. You got to be a guy with deep pockets.
Oh, you're saying inside information.
Deep pockets. Say Bucky. Let me give you a good example. Or
so get elected to
Dollar. Well, I can break it down for you. Bucky Dollar gets a $30 million record deal or something, right? He gets a $30 million advance. Bucky has to put that $30 million somewhere right away. Because if he doesn't, they're going to tax him. If they tax him, they're going to tax him at 45%. So what Bucky needs to do, he buys a $20 million mansion. Because that way they can't tax him.
Right. You mean to tell me if someone gives you $30 million on Monday and you gamble it on Tuesday, you don't have to pay taxes on the $30 million that you have?
No. Well, yeah. You will have to pay some gains on it. But my point is that for guys who get a lot of cash up front real hard, they got 12 months to do something with that money because Uncle Sam's going to take it right away. And so that's why when you get the $30 million, you go out and buy like a $20 million estate.
Right. I understand. In terms of,
because they get arbitrage.
But I thought if it's a monetary gain as $30 million right away, that you would.
You want to live off your capital gains. You want to live off your capital gains. There are people like Mitt Romney, Senator Romney, for example. Imagine being so fucking rich that you live off the interest of your money. That's what Senator Romney does. He don't pay no taxes on that money.
And with capital gains, it's not the same tax rate, right? It's a different.
That's right. Rate. With capital gains, you can pay as little as like 10% or less because it's considered investment income. That's money off your money sitting in the bank.
Right.
And you got people money. He makes like $400 million a year in capital gains.
Right.
That's big money, dog.
That's why that's why I heard that Jeff Bezos didn't have to pay taxes because he provided so many jobs to the economy and stuff like that. So
there you go.
He can lose $1 million.
And the rich knows what the tax structures are.
They know how to play the game.
3 years.
That's it. And then we're stuck looking for a $600 check.
It's all mind state. It's all mind state. You know, a lot of us, especially African Americans, we came up in households where it was a mind state of lack. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the affluent, a lot of them were taught when they were younger. That's why the rich get richer because they teach their circle, their family, how this game works. And us, being African Americans, a lot of us, we didn't come from money, so we're really having to teach ourselves how to come.
About Apple. I mean, we were buying IBM when Apple was dirt cheap. We were supposed to be buying Apple, but no one told us. So now that split 1,000 times, and it's huge. I mean, they talk about guys make $1 million a day when those iPhones come out. We were left out in the cold. I say we, I mean, as Black individuals that didn't have the wherewithal or the gambling smarts to gamble on such stocks as Apple, Coca-Cola, McDonald's. These was all created during our parents' age. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky Fried Chicken. These things instead of, I seen a not to immature the conversation up, but I seen a meme where they were talking about how certain people purchase the Nike shoe instead of Nike stock. You know what I mean? They buy a Big Mac instead of McDonald's stock, and you're supposed to buy both. Like if you want a Big Mac, you buy a Big Mac to support the stock that you purchase, so that beef don't go out of style.
But that's the reason why we the number one consumers in the world.
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
African Americans are the number one consumer in the world. So, they know that. They know that we're the number one consumer. So they keep this information as far as trying to, if we were to get ahead and start to buying these stocks, that would go down. That consumer thing would go away. But they keep us at this level because they want us to continue to feed their pockets, you know what I'm saying? And to feed their kids' and their kids' kids.
Dialect, no stock?
What was that?
I was talking to Dialect.
Nah, I don't know anything about the stock market. I know I got a 401k. That's about it. I know when this thing, the coronavirus hit, man, that amount dropped like crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the only experience.
Cryptocurrency. Hey, cryptocurrency is something.
Your 401k is dependent on the market.
Yeah, because I believe the money that I put into that, the company uses it to invest in stock.
Without your permission,
Somebody knows how to
with
Now, I guess it's with my permission, but yeah, like What's that?
You get a vote on it. Like it's a group or a union.
Nah, I just give money to it. They match it and they invest it.
You got the pros. The pros are managing the 401ks. You got hedge fund managers. They got like $1 billion asset fund, and they're managing a bunch of 401ks, and they're making all the decisions while he sleeps at night in comfort.
That's awful. That they weren't able to pull it out like that senator from I think he's from Virginia. A senator was able to pull out his money 3 weeks before the crisis hit,
There's
and
four of
they
them.
trying to bring him charges. He's from Florida. Florida.
He
He's
got
one of them.
penalized.
Yeah.
He got penalized for pulling his money out.
No, not yet. They want to charge him with a crime of insider trading because he had
He knew that it was about to crash.
he got a government briefing
Right.
about the non-coronavirus that's coming into America and what it did and the havoc that it reaped across the globe at certain markets, and that according to what the numbers say, that if he would have left his money in, he would have lost about 30% of his wealth, and he was worth about 1.4 million. So 30% of that would have been about 300 grand. So you can imagine.
So how is that? How are they gonna charge him with that when this is? It's not like it was it's anything to do with the stock market. This is literally a natural cause that happened. You know what I'm saying?
But the natural they predicted that the natural cause would have an effect on the market, like it's having, where people can't go to work, so it's shut down, and it was crashing. It was plummeting 3 weeks ago. Now he knew that it was going to start plummeting in January, and a week after he got the briefing, he started pulling his money out of the market. So where he was worth 1.4 million prior to the plummet, he is still worth 1.4 million. Where if he would have allowed his money to be manipulated like everybody else without that insider information, he would be worth about $700,000 right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of I read a news article that a lot of the top CEOs started to sell a lot of their stocks like weeks before this started. Like I think it was like Starbucks. There was a couple CEOs I've seen.
They left the company. Disney is one. Bob Iger left Disney right before it occurred.
Right. So they all knew it was coming.
Yeah, we haven't heard the last of that. There's going to be hearings and everything else. We just got to make sure everyone has got their hazmat suits on.
So I feel like if they knew it was coming, Trump and the government knew this shit was coming.
Of course.
That's why he's being accused of being black in his approach and his reply to what they considered would be like the common flu. And he's referenced that several times to defend his approach towards it.
Right. And I heard that he got rid of the department that Obama had set for stuff like this, for like pandemics and stuff like that.
Yes, the admiral. There was a doctor that was an admiral that was there to scale the globe for certain pandemics that could pop up in certain societies and determine whether or not America would suffer from this.
Right.
And I tell you honestly, it's the first in my lifetime. I'm in my 40s that I've seen the world get completely stopped like it has, and it's in comparison to the world wars that occurred that was before my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the Olympics only been canceled 3 times during World War One, World War II, and now this one. And so it's more than a common cold. The death rate continues to tally, and I don't know how we can discuss hip hop and not address this. You know what I mean? Because hip hop is not stopped. Hip hop is still going. God bless Scarface. He's a sufferer of the non-coronavirus. And Big Slim, what's his name? Slim Thug. He got an album that dropped Friday.
Look, anyone with money, can get tested for the virus. That's what it seems like. Hey, Bucky, I really do want to appreciate you for calling in, buddy. I know it's not easy. I know.
He gone. What happened?
Yeah, I think he was signing off. I think it's just you and I, Bucky.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Again, happy birthday, bro. So how did that turn out, the virtual party?
It was cool, man. We had the first couple lives I had, they kind of shut it down quick. I don't know if it was because I was playing music that I didn't own. So, but in total, we probably had about 100 to 150 people in the live. It's pretty cool.
What was it, Instagram?
Yep, Instagram.
I didn't know that they could toss you off for playing music that you don't own.
I didn't know that either. I think this recently just started because of all of this stuff is happening. Because a lot of people are going, like a lot of DJs are going live now and starting to do like live sets. And I feel like,
yes, I've enjoyed the sets that he's been putting on.
Yeah, and I feel like I think the record labels aren't with none of that shit. And they want their money, man, which is crazy.
So interesting, Mr. Bucky. I'm gonna keep an eye on that.
Yeah, because I noticed it. I seen it. You know, I had been watching it. I watched DJ Premier's live. D Nice, I watched a little bit of his. I think Timberland and Swiss Beats battled on live. I watched that. But then when I had tried to do it, I started seeing people saying that their lives had been getting shut down, and I didn't believe it, you know. And then started playing some music, and just out of nowhere, my live it just cut off. It just cut off. I don't know what happened. It didn't say nothing. It just cut me off. Like,
you know,
happened like 2-3 times.
The first time today, I played Scarface music on my Instagram story, and then I went there to watch it again, and it was gone. Yep. All of it was gone, and they didn't even send a note. They usually Instagram usually send a note. They're saying certain parts of the country this is going to be blocked and do you want it removed. But it was just all gone.
Because everybody's panicking right now, because it's like, I look at it like the record labels kind of been panicking ever since the streaming thing came about. You know, record sales is gone, so it's like they got to get their money any way they can. So that's why a lot of 360 deals popped up, because where they were getting the majority of money in the 90s was the record sales. You know what I'm saying? During the 90s, a lot of the deals were set up where the artists would be able to keep the touring money and merchandise money, and the record label would just settle for the album sales to recoup the advance that they had given to the artist. But now there's no album sales. Nobody's selling
$20 at that time too.
Exactly. Now there's no album sales. It's only streaming. And now it's to the point where it's not even like, you know, back in the day, it was where you had to have a label to even get in the studio, because the studio was so much to record. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You had to have the budget. You had to have a label to put up the budget, or you had to have money on your own to put up the budget. But nowadays, it's like that is gone. And it's like you can record in your own house and then put the music up yourself and get all the money yourself, and have your own publishing yourself, and have everything come straight to you. So
are you monetizing your music?
What'd you say?
Are you currently monetizing your music on YouTube or in the other?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So did you play your music during the party?
I played a couple songs. Okay. I kind of try to set the vibe. I kind of try to set the vibe of like a party. I played a little bit of my music at the beginning, but I was really trying to set the vibe for everybody, because not everybody that came in was familiar with my music. So I kind of wanted to set the vibe and set the tone first, and then ease my music in as we go along. You know what I'm saying?
How long was the party?
We did it. I started around like 8:30. I went for about 20 minutes. I cut it off. Then I got back on around 9:10 for another 15 minutes. They cut me off. And then the last time I got on at like 10 o'clock, that's when I was going for like 45 minutes. And that's when I had like 80 to 90 people in the live, which was pretty cool.
Yes, sir. That sounds like I have never reached those numbers.
Right. And that was crazy to me. And
where are we tonight?
What was that?
Right. I was trying to check to see how popular we are tonight, this evening.
Yeah, we'll have to check that in the post. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure that out in the post. You know, you got your reach, then you got your live view. So we'll check it out in the post.
Okay. I like to hear the high numbers.
Bucky brings it though. We want to thank Bucky for showing up for sure.
Thank you.
No problem, man. I appreciate y'all having me in here.
One more question: how did you get the name Bucky?
My father. His nickname was Bucky. So when I was coming up, that's why my name was Bucky JR at first, because I used to run into a lot of his friends, and they used to be like, you act just like your damn daddy. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you could say that. because he used to throw a lot of parties. I used to throw parties. He used to run around in the streets hustling and stuff. I did the same thing. So a lot of his older friends used to see me running around and used to be like, "You're just like your father." So I just was like, "Hey, I might as well carry on the tradition."
There it is. Thank you, Bucky, again. Oh, Bucky was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
That's a good find.
Thanks, Bucky. Thank you.
Fellas, I got a new single I just dropped on iTunes, Spotify, all that. It's called Pull Up, featuring my homegirl Lucy J. Produced by BMTJ. Make sure y'all go check that out. Let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? I would love y'all feedback on it.
For sure. Man. I can't wait. I was hoping to hear something tonight, but I'll hear it when I get off.
Yeah. Whenever you can, man. Just let me know how y'all feeling about it. Shoot me a DM, you know what I'm saying? Anything. Just let me know.
We're gonna queue it up in the post. By the time we get to the post, we'll have it out. We'll have the edits in there. That should look right.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I appreciate. I like all constructive criticism, man. I just try to add on to what I'm doing, and especially y'all are OGs. I would love to hear how y'all feel about it and get y'all take on it and see what we can do better to make it better.
Thank you, Bucky. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man.
Thanks,
keep putting them out, man. Keep putting those bangers out. You know what I'm saying? Trust me.
2 weeks, you got another one coming. 2 weeks.
Trust me. I believe in with that. I can't keep up with him. Bucky Dollar, Hiphopcitizen is a live stream. Appreciate you, Bucky. Thanks for joining the show, homie. Love you, bro.
Love you too, homie.
Peace. All right. Thank you. Here's Bucky Dollar.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Bucky.
Yeah, trust me on that. You guys don't thank me later. You know what I'm saying? And those of you who don't know, make sure you check him out, Bucky Dollar. Yo, Dialect, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with the anniversaries, man?
Yeah. I just wanted to get like a lot of great albums celebrated anniversaries this week. And I just wanted to run down a few and get your thoughts on it. So the first album that I have celebrating 30 years yesterday on March 26th is Sex Packets by Digital Underground.
Is that what Tupac?
I don't believe Tupac was on that one. I think Tupac was on the single for the same song, but he was definitely in the group at the time.
Wow.
And this is the
How
joint.
How long ago was that?
1990. So this is a 30-year anniversary.
30 years. So
yeah.
Most of you listening right now probably wasn't even born then.
Yes.
Dave, what year was you born?
I think 1990.
Oh.
You know some of the.
You don't remember that one, do you?
Yeah. I was born to that music. My parents conceived me to
wow, 30 years ago.
Yeah. So some of the classic joints in that one is Do What You Like. I think another joint on there was and of course the biggest hit off of that song was the Humpty Dance.
Yeah.
That was 1990 Humpty Dance.
Yeah, man, it's a classic joint right there, man.
Discussing that a couple of weeks back.
Man, Humpty Dance. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that group when they first came out, man? Were you like fooled like me that you didn't realize that Shock G was Humpty?
Nah, I thought it was like multiple people. I thought it was like, yo, I was like, how many people is he? Is one person? Is that people knows?
I mean, that song to me was like ahead of its time, man. I mean, just him coming out there, stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. I'm like, the fact that he was able to stay in character because Shock G is completely different from Humpty. You know, when somebody impersonates somebody, they still keep a little bit of their personality in there. Yeah. Like Shock G just seems more quiet and laid back with that deep voice. Right. And Humpty just seems like a clown. It's like Shock G pulled it off perfectly, man. For years, not even for years, I'm just going to say for like months, I thought they were brothers.
Twins. I thought they were twins.
I thought they were twins, but yeah, Humpty Dance, that whole crew was dope, man. Who else was in that group? I think Money B was the other MC.
Okay. You got me.
Money B was the guy who rapped on I Get Around with Tupac.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you remember it was Shock G and it was Money B.
Well, yeah, that almost sounds like Magoo.
Yeah. So that was a classic album, man. You know, Shock G went on, to produce a lot of tracks, and they introduced the world to one of the greatest to ever do it, man, Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, Tupac was born out of that. That's crazy though. That's crazy though. You know what I'm saying? That I remember that very well. You know what I'm saying? That beat was something, man, that you could just play that. Man, that was hard.
I mean, he just had the classic one-liners too, man. I mean,
Yes, he did.
I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy. I'm sick with this. Straight gangster Mac. And sometimes I get ridiculous. I eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Hey, yo, fat girl. Come here. Are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me. I'm skinny. I'm just saying. That's,
I get busy in the Burger King bathroom.
Yeah.
yeah.
Classic, timeless.
Yeah, man. And yeah, I mean, classic album. Another album celebrating anniversary on March 25th. Celebrating the 23rd anniversary was the second and final album from the Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death.
How many years?
23 years. It came out March 25th, 1997.
Wow.
So what do you guys think, man? This was a classic album?
Yeah. Well, look, that's one of those albums where, you know what I'm saying, we got into this phase of dead artists, you know what I'm saying? This is when dead artists start going like, you know, triple platinum and stuff like that. Now, you know what I'm saying? Yo, to be real, it was going to go platinum anyway because it was his much anticipated second album. But the death definitely did make Diddy a very rich man.
Yeah, I mean, and that had some classic joints in it. I mean, if you talk about the joint he did with Bone Thugs and Harmony,
yeah.
You know, not a lot of people could do features with them and try to emulate their style, which Biggie, to me, pulled off perfectly.
Dangerous, Notorious.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, my favorite one is that one he did in D.C. What was the line? Dialect. He said something about catch me at Howard University. Don't get me started. Yeah. But I know it was track 4 in that joint. You know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to HU, the Mecca.
You catch me down in Howard.
Yeah, catch me at our homecoming, more man, Capone drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah, my joint was I mean, part of my language, but niggas bleed, man. That was my joint, man.
Oh yeah.
That was a hard joint. The joint with R. Kelly.
No. The one way stupid it got double parked by a hydrant. What was that one called? Dead.
Hydrant.
Where he's telling the story. Man, how does that start off?
Yo, it's like let me look up the track listing real quick though. Yeah, let me try to look that up real quick.
Well, 10 Crack Commandments.
10 Crack Commandments, dope. DJ Premier.
Yes.
Oh, and a fun fact about 10 Crack Commandments. That was actually I don't know if you remember, but Angie Martinez every night on Hot 97 had like was it a top 8 at 8 or something like that?
I believe so.
I think that beat was originally for J. Rue. Because J. Rue came on my old show, Return to the Boombox Radio. He was giving us a story that beat was actually created for him to do that top 8 at 8.
Really?
But Biggie heard it and liked it so much. That's why it has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like a countdown song.
That's a Public Enemy.
Correct. But, you know, because it has the countdown, it was, you know, of course, Biggie flipped it to the 10 Crack Commandments, but it was really done for Angie Martinez as a promo that J. Rue was going to do.
Nice.
But, you know, Biggie heard it. You know what I'm saying? It's the bigger artist, you know, and, you know, I guess J. Rue gave Primo the okay. Say, yeah, man, you know, Biggie's a legend, man. Let him rock with that.
Yes. And I don't think High 97 was going to match what Puff Daddy was going to pay for it.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I mean, but, you know, to me, it's like a New York thing, man. If you're a New York MC, a legend, you got to have a Primo joint on there, man.
This is true.
All the greats have rocked over a Primo joint, man.
Yes. Who's your favorite to rock a Primo joint?
Oh, I mean, okay. Of course, you know, Guru, the classics that Guru had, of course, but AZ, man.
You think?
AZ had a song called "The Come Up" that Primo did, man. I'm just, and it had you know, Primo does the cuts in there, and he had a line in there where he scratched the record. He's like, I'm from a place where hardcore is beautiful. You know, it was like kind of like a Brooklyn song, man. I just like the feel of it. You know, AZ has that smooth flow.
AZ's dope. I love AZ.
So, yeah, I mean, to me, I would put him. I don't like to do top 10s or top 5s, but AZ is one of my favorite MCs of all time.
And you didn't say out of Brooklyn, so you know that gives him credibility all over.
And he's the first rapper that I ever bought his album on CD.
Really?
Everything prior to that was all cassette. You know what I'm saying? But like when Sugar Hill came out, I said, you know what, this guy is special right here. Let me buy this CD.
What's her name?
Sugar Hill. I remember the CD, man. I still, I don't play it now, of course, because we got all these streaming sites. But I remember it. The CD was like all in dollar bills and everything like that.
What was the best song?
More Money, More Murder.
More Homicide.
Yeah.
Nas. You're absolutely correct.
Mahogany, Black Scenery. That was lightning and raindrops. I'm tied up in a basement cocaine spot like Bangkok. I'm like, and to me, I think Jay-Z, when he did his thing on that Nas album, Life's a Bitch, I think he was the only person to guest star on that album or to do a feature.
On AZ,
other than Nas, right? On Illmatic.
Yes. Yes, I believe so. There was no other features on Nas album.
Yeah, and I mean, when he opened up that song, man, I was like, yo, this dude is nice right here, man. This is somebody that's gonna be going places.
Yes, I think that the beat that the Primo did for Hov with doom, I can't remember the song. Doom. I think that's the best Primo outside of Guru track.
Which one is that? What artist is that?
That's Hov and Premier track, and that was on Hov's Life After In My Lifetime.
Is it Friend or Foe?
Friend or Foe.
Okay, that was a classic. Yeah,
that was hard.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go down another anniversary, another album that celebrates its 17-year anniversary was Diplomat's debut album, Diplomatic Immunity.
When that year? What year is that?
That came out March 25th, 2003.
2003.
Yeah. What do you guys remember from that album? All I know is that single that Jules Santana put out. You know, me being from Flatbush, when they flipped that reggae sample from Sanchez, 1 in a Million. You know what I'm talking about, Dave?
No, sir.
I stand alone, listening to gangster music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when they sampled that reggae song from Sanchez, 1 in a Million.
You know what I liked on that album?
Mm-hmm.
All the way at the end, where I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Where I think
those high samples.
And Jules Santana, they pretty much talking. They're not even rapping.
I thought Jim Jones was from LA when I first heard that. You know, for some reason I thought Jim Jones was from LA. I was shocked he was from New York or Jersey, whatever.
Harlem.
Yeah, I thought Jim Jones sounded like a New Yorker to me.
I thought it was LA, dog. I thought the dude was LA all the way.
Horse and Carriage video.
Yeah.
So those guys went back. I mean, that was the whole beef with Mace. I think was fighting for Cameron's love.
Yeah, cause I think Cam at the time, I think Mace wanted to get paid to do the video.
Right.
And I think that's when they had the falling out.
And supposedly Mace got 30 grand to write songs for Undies Records, which was where Cam was signed to. Or Little Kim and Little C's. And gave Cameron $5 grand to write the song
Crushing You.
Yes. So
yeah, I remember that.
I think Cameron figured he didn't need no Mace to be cutting no deals for him, and he wanted to do it himself, especially if he was on Undies.
Yeah,
I think that was really around with.
Yeah, and Cam is another artist, man, up there with AZ, man. I'll put down on one of my all-time favorites.
Absolutely.
You know, and like when anything that he's affiliated with, man. So that's why I like the Diplomats. Got such a big Cam fan. But yeah, another album. You know, I gotta have Wu-Tang in here. Another album celebrating its this one celebrates its 22nd anniversary. That's The Pillage by Capadonna. And it was released on March 24th, 1998. You remember that? The Pillage?
Right. I remember it, but it had a short term at any position on the radio or charts.
But it had some bangers, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if at the time it came out, if they had Wu-Tang had that beef for Hot 97. Where Hot 97 wasn't playing their songs.
That could contribute to his lack of airplay.
But this album was hot, man. I mean, from Slang Editorial to Run to Black Boy.
Run is on that album with Ghost. No.
Yeah, no, this is his version of Run. I know Ghost had a song called Run 2 on Pretty Tony.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but this Capadonna album to me, this is a classic, man. With Slang Editorial, had the Pillage, Old Donna, Black Boy.
I think Capadonna's problem. No, he didn't have a problem. I think the issue with the audience with Capadonna was that he didn't shine really on that first one, that first Wu-Tang album, and it was before the second one.
Yeah, because he wasn't even on the first Wu-Tang album, to be honest with you.
Correct.
He was on the second album.
Yeah, his first appearance on Wu-Tang music was on Ghost album after Raekwon's album, which was.
Nah, his first appearance was on Only Built for Cuban Links.
Oh, he's on Only Built.
I believe so. He was on Ice Cream. Black Chocolate Girl Wonder, Shine Like Thunder, Politics to Your Deficit Step, Give Me Your Number.
Right.
That was the first time we ever saw him. He was like, yo, who's this cat right here, man?
Exactly.
And he bodied that song Ice Cream, man.
I don't go there. Raekwon.
Yeah. But then we got
killed Ice Cream.
Yeah, but keep running down anniversaries. We got one from a single from Cannabis, also came out 22 years ago. Second Round Knockout.
It was only a track though.
Correct, but it was a big single because that was him going at
Cool J.
LL Cool J, one of the greats.
And
you know how that beef started, right? Because
classic.
Correct, because Cannabis' original line was gonna be, I believe it was, yo, Meth, where the guards at? Yo, Red, where your squad at? LL, yo, that mic on your arm, you'll let me borrow that. And I think, LL took that as a diss. So that's why LL said, when young sons fantasize of borrowing flows, tell little shorty with the big mouth, the bank is closed. So, he was taking shots at Cannabis on that joint. So, Cannabis, he changed his verse. Then he heard L's verse and said, yo, this man is coming at me. So that's when he came out with Second Round Knockout. So how would you rate that as far as like hip hop diss tracks go?
Yo, top 5.
Top 5?
Top 5. Everyone talks about that to this day. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the Eminem beef with Nick Cannon, they always got to bring up that Cannabis. It's like it's a barometer. You comparing it to Cannabis, dude.
I mean, it was a perfect diss song except for one line. When Cannabis had the line, let me tell you something, you might got more cash than me, but you ain't got the skills to eat a nigga ass like me. I was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? That's
but hip hop though. That's 90s hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
I never heard nobody in the battle say, yo, I'm gonna eat your ass. I never heard nobody say that, son.
I wasn't looking that way though.
Well, when Mike Tyson tell you gotta eat. He's got
eat MCs. I mean, at the time he probably wasn't thinking like that, but it's one of those questionable lines, But still thought it was a dope album. Yeah. Okay, but I thought it was a dope single. And what was the name of Cannabis's albums? I think it was Can I Bust? That was the name of his album. I ain't joking. K-A-N-I Bust. Can I Bust?
That's funny.
But another album celebrating the anniversary. Oh, what you gonna say, Dave?
I was just gonna say that proves to you that even with the great songs such as Second Round Knockout, if you not plot it correctly for the rollout of your album and it's left out to Can I Bust, you suffer dramatically in the sales.
Yeah, and I think I remember him blaming Wyclef for that, but I thought it was a dope underground hip hop album. It had dope beats and dope lyrics. I don't see why he didn't think Wyclef messed up the album. I thought to me that's one of his best albums to date, because he's put out other albums. That's the only one people remember.
I don't know he had other music out.
Yeah, because he had stuff on there with Patriots with actually Free from 106 and Park is rapping on that. On that album, he's spitting on that.
Cannabis went over my head a couple of times too in his lyrics.
Yeah. I got more lines than the Bible quoted for Jesus. More lines than I heard it. No, more lines than I heard the zebras. More lines than the Bible quoted from Jesus. Psst,
yeah, here's the line. He was like, been rocking longer than niggas twice my age. Back in the days before Bob Marley was rocking a fade. Before Honest Abe signed the paper to free slaves. Before Neanderthals was walking on walls and caves. I existed in the Garden of Eden getting lifted. Sticking dick to Eve before she was Adam's mistress. Before Christ created Christmas. I've been in lyrical fitness. The Cannabis is spitting till he's spitless. I'm just saying, like.
Whoa. Yo, give a shout out to Dialect, dog. Man.
All right. I remember lyrics, man. Woo. But That wasn't on his album though. That was on actually on Lost Boys albums, Beats from the East.
Yeah.
Wasted lyrics. He should have.
Yeah, he should have kept. That's something you keep for your own album. I'm sorry.
Nah. Yeah, Cannabis had some lines though.
I mean, before Bob Marley was rocking the fade, then he goes into before Honest Abe signed the paper to free slaves. Then you think it's over. Before Neanderthals was writing on walls and caves, I would have been like, shit.
What was the line that says, thicker than the whips they beat slaves with? Who said that?
Nah, I can't remember that line.
They beat slaves with. I think it was Cannabis, but I'm not remembering if it was the 4-3-2-1 song.
Yeah, I mean, Cannabis was good with the one-liners though, man. Cannabis remains undisputed whenever booted. I'm strong enough to shoot a lyric. I'm strong enough to shoot a bullet faster than a gun could shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. He says,
Who's better, Cannabis or Prodigy?
I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's two different styles. I think Prodigy. He was more of a reality rapper. Where Cannabis was more of a punchline type rapper.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Prodigy, most of his stuff was just hardcore. You know what I'm saying? He tried to drop little bits of knowledge in there, talk Illuminati talk and stuff like that. But, I don't like to compare rappers and say who's better.
Okay.
But, personally, I think I probably listened to more Prodigy than I did Cannabis because he had a bigger catalog.
This is true.
Yes. But another album celebrating an anniversary. This one's celebrating its 28th anniversary. It dropped March 24th, 1992. This is Arrested Development's first album. 3 years, 5 months, 2 days in the life of. What do you think of Arrested Development when they came out?
Very, very soulful.
I wasn't feeling it. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I just thought they were like some hip. At the time of hip hop in '90s, man. Say they was on some real like peace rap shit. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? I appreciated what they did. You know what I'm saying? They did their like conscious stuff in their own way. It was a little bit country, but then Tennessee, to me, had like a hard drum beat. You know Tennessee, right?
Yeah, they had that real thick girl with barefoot thick girl.
Yeah, she had the little line in there when she was like, "I challenge you to a game of horseshoe."
Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm from up top. You know what I'm saying? I was like a little country girl there. Hey,
I thought it was cool, and then it also had a Dion. It was a big ass. They had some old dude in there that I didn't know what he did.
He was like a seance. He was like a one of those prayer dudes. One of the dudes you go to, and I don't know. Don't get me started.
Then they had Dion Farris was in the group. She had that song on Love Jones, Hopeless.
Very nice.
Yeah, she left the group and went solo. Then they remade that Sly and the Family Stone song, Everyday People.
That's right. That was my song.
Yep. That was a hot song though. I mean, he kind of took shots at Ice Cube on that track too.
He took shots at a lot of the gangster rap.
When he said he had a line like, "But I ain't Ice Cube, but I had to stomp this brother out for being rude."
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he was taking shots. Maybe I guess he's just trying to say, I'm not a gangster, right? But I had to whoop somebody's ass in my dashiki.
If I'm gonna be a gangster, I'm gonna be an activist gangster like Ice Cube was.
Correct.
And Lynch Mob, they had some fantastic activist raps.
Yeah.
Where people call it gangster rap.
Okay.
But it was misinterpreted when they was saying the system that they have set for black people is not for them, and they were going to fight against it. I loved Ice Cube when who produced that? New York producer that produced that.
I believe the Bomb Squad, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And he came to New York. He hung out with DOS Effects and EP&D, and he got some of that New York flavor in him. That was Ice Cube's best material. I mean, I don't care what you say about every day is a good. Today was a good day. I like the one where he talks about they raped his mama. The army came there to recruit him.
I can't remember that one.
Public Enemy track. I got a letter from the government.
Oh, I know what you're talking. And Can't Trust It too was another one.
That's right.
Yeah. But another album that dropped on the same day as that Arrested Development was Chi Ali dropped his debut album, The Fabulous Chi Ali.
What can you say about Chi Ali? He was a talent that missed his opportunity because of the street life.
Yeah.
Did he miss his opportunity? I think he's, I think he, look, look, hip hop, this is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got a little bit of, saying, what do you call it, goodwill in hip hop? He can still make some money off that. I mean, he can't rap like a little kid no more.
Yeah. But I recently listened to an interview with him recently that he did on, I think, Pistol Pete's podcast. And he was saying back then, I think he was signed to Chris Lighty's label, but he was down with Violator. And, Chris Lighty's one of the greatest, hip hop managers of all time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, second to like probably Russell Simmons and Leo Cohen, but he was also down with them as well.
He had Mobb Deep, Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
EPMD.
Yeah, but I think Chi Ali was actually his artist, but Chi Ali's dad was managing him. Okay. And Chi Ali said he think that was the issue, that, Chris wanted to do certain things with him, but his dad would, kind of step in.
So what happened when he got into the trouble?
Yeah, he got into trouble later on. I think, he was he said he was always carrying a gun. I think he got into a little argument with his baby mother's brother.
I got a secret for y'all, so we'll talk about offline, but say I got a family connection to Chi Ali, so I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, but I think he was the youngest member of Native Tongues.
Shout out to him.
And what do you guys remember any of his songs? I know he had
the alligator or some shit. I'm not.
Roadrunner. That was a hot joint.
It was hot for a 13-year-old. Yeah, I mean, I think I was 13 years old when that shit was out.
Then he had Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, where he sampled he sampled KRS-One. The girls look so good, but their brain is not
what
ready.
Music got, bro? We should have some music queued up on that one. You know what I'm saying? I tried that a little bit later, but but yeah.
You know what it is? Internet, Facebook, and Instagram is shutting people down now, man. They seeing everybody get all these from playing music now. They want to try to charge people. So it's like, I wonder if they're gonna like block out this podcast for me reciting cannabis lyrics.
Well, yeah. Well, we got a 5-minute, there's a 5-minute delay for those that don't know.
That's not played in the original term of the song, the music. The integrity of the music wasn't damaged. So, like, if you was to play a track that's from like a live show, I think that would be allowed compared to if you played the actual album version that they
Gotcha. Yeah, but speaking of albums, I got another album celebrating an anniversary. This one is also the artist's debut solo album, which dropped 24 years ago, March 26, 1996. Busta Rhymes' debut album, The Coming, which was his first solo album after leaving Leaders of the New School.
Oh, Woo-Ha, I got you.
Correct. It's had Woo-Ha, Everything Remains Raw. It's a Party with Janae.
Yo, I missed that Busta Rhymes, but that's before he got onto that shotgun spitting, saying 100 miles per hour rap.
Well, one of my favorite joints in that album, I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was Def Squad versus Flip Mode Squad, where it was Jamal, aka Marley G, Redman, and Keith Murray representing Def Squad. You guys remember Jamal, right?
Yeah. I remember. Well, I remember Jamal.
Jamal was one half of Illegal, but dude was a beast on the lyrics.
He was nice.
Then for Flip Mode Squad, you had Rampage, Lord Have Mercy,
The Last Boy Scout,
Keith Murray,
and Busta Rhymes.
Oh,
and I thought that song was just full of lyrics right there, man. Some of my favorite verses was from, I think Jamal rapped 36 bars, man. I don't even think he knew what a 16 was, man. He just kept rhyming on that. And then, of course, Redman comes next and he bodies it. Then I always thought Keith Murray, his verse was nice, but I always feel like dude used to just freestyle, man. I always feel like Keith Murray didn't write anything down because this stuff just always sound like on the spot.
Yeah.
And then, you had Rampage do his verse. Then you remember Lord Have Mercy, right?
Yeah, I remember.
From Brooklyn, Flatbush with that, deep voice. And, of course, Busta Rhymes just kills it at the end. That song right there is one of my favorite joints of all time, though.
I would have to hear it again.
Yeah, but that was not bad for a solo attempt by Busta Rhymes, man. Because, I always felt like when you would watch Leaders of the New School, he was always the standout artist.
Yes.
No knock to Charlie Brown or Dinko Dio Milo. But when Busta Rhymes came on, man, it was like, especially when he bodied the symphony.
Yeah, but you want to hear something interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Busta Rhymes had a better solo career than Q-Tip did. And Q-Tip tried to pull the same thing with the Tribe, where like he was the nicest one out of the Tribe, but I think Fife was the nicest one out of the Tribe, to be honest. But
Mm.
you don't do the comparison thing, so I would understand. You don't get what I'm saying.
I'll say this just like what I said about Cannabis and Prodigy. Busta Rhymes had the bigger solo catalog by far than Q-Tip had.
That's right.
But Q-Tip, a lot of people don't know this, man, was a great producer.
Yes, he produced some Nas tracks.
He produced One Love, and he said he produced most of the Tribe's album. But back then they would just put the group produced it, but it was mostly Q-Tip.
I thought it was Shaheed.
I believe it was mostly Q-Tip that did the production. Because when One Love came out, it was Q-Tip that produced it.
Yes, he does.
It wasn't Ali Shaheed. So, I mean, like I said, I wasn't there, but I knew Q-Tip did say that when he did a rant, like right before they were about to do a reunion.
Okay.
He said something, all the tracks I produced on my own, I never took credit for myself. I just put Tribe Called, the Tribe produced it. But, I guess that was him trying to say he did most of the production.
Right. He was humbly bragging. But lyrically, Busta gave all of them, because when they did the symphony, he was but Fife, no, let me not say that. Fife also held his own. Fife was very anticipated when you listen to this track.
Correct, but Buster was in rare form though, as I combine with the juice from the mind. Heal up, wheel up, bring it back, come rewind. Powerful impact, boom from a cannon. I'm like, it's a wrap.
Yes.
And then, did you see the video after he did that verse? He just kind of had this he just stepped back like, yeah, y'all niggas know I bodied that shit, man. I think that's when the rest of the crew realized, like, damn, he about to go solo, man, and take off.
Yes. Oh, leaders in middle school definitely recognize that. Charlie Brown tried to do his own thing on the side, but Dingo never did anything else after the leaders in middle school, and that was because everyone recognized that Busta was the superior artist.
Yeah, speaking of Tribe Called Quest, on March 22nd, that was the 4-year anniversary of the passing of Phife Dawg.
Awful.
Yeah, he passed. Yeah, that was sad. That was heartbreaking. It's like a young kid coming up in that era of hip hop in the early 90s. Phife Dawg and Tribe Called Quest was like everything, man. That was like one of our hip hop heroes, man. Remember when he first started rhyming? I think the first song we first heard him rhyme on was, as far as videos go, was "Can I Kick It?"
Was that it?
Was that "Can I Kick It" or "We Got the Jazz"? It was one of the two.
I'm trying to think. He wasn't in Benita Applebone?
No.
He wasn't in Left My Wallet and El Segundo?
You know what it was? I remember he had a verse on Buddy, but it wasn't on the video.
Right.
If you listen to it on Red Alert or Chuck Chill Out show back in the day, you would hear the Phife Dawg verse.
Right. Yes.
But they never showed it in the video. But I think the first time I actually saw him rhyme, I think it was "Can I Kick It?" Or maybe "We Got the Jazz." I think it was "Can I Kick It?"
But he took over Midnight Marauder.
Yeah, and then after he started rhyming, I thought it was the perfect combination. It was two different styles, but they came together so perfectly.
Yeah.
But then, he did have his medical issues and stuff like that. But yeah, when he passed, man, that really, that put me in a place,
I wept.
Yeah, I did. I did. I have to admit it.
I wept like a baby.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite line was? When he was trying to hit on Dawn from Evoke. That was the biggest reach right there, because everybody wanted some Evoke. The one that said, "I'm going to say it."
Then he had the hottest line in what's that? Electric Relaxation. Bust off in your eye. Now you see semen furniture. No, bust off on your couch. Now you got semen furniture.
Yes. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
that was Midnight Marauder album, wasn't it?
Midnight Marauders, yeah, man. So yeah, man, that was a sad passing in hip hop.
And the way that it happened, because Q-Tip tried with all his might to keep him within the group.
Yeah.
It just wasn't to be, because I believe it was diabetes, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I hope it wasn't diabetes 2, because you know what diabetes 2 means. That means he created it himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, diabetes 1 means you inherited. Diabetes 2 means your behavior.
Mm.
But,
Yeah, I think that had something to do with it because they had a documentary. I think it was produced or directed by Michael Rappaport,
right.
where they said they were trying to get him to change his habits, and he said he always liked sugar. You know, he always liked to drink Dr. Pepper, and like everything was soda for him and everything like that. Yeah, but now I just want to talk about two hip hop birthdays that happened last Saturday on March 21st. Two, I think, legendary hip hop producers celebrated a birthday. DJ Premier of Gangstar
Yes,
and Large Professor
yes, yes.
of Main Source. They're both born on the same day. Premier in 1966, and Large Professor 1973. Which
Humble
kind?
brag.
What's that?
I got a little humble brag here. I
Oh, go
actually
ahead.
out with Large Professor
Okay.
on in November, right before Thanksgiving. With
What?
yes, he was DJing an hour down there. He brought some records through,
Mm-hmm.
exclusive music I have never heard before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
One of the experiences I will take to my grave and remember to the last day.
That's
Um,
what's up, man.
yes, and I actually have footage of
Mm-hmm.
him mixing at this event that on his birthday I posted on my Instagram. Humble brag.
You gotta give it to us so we can upload it on Hip Hop Citizen.
You can. What do you mean? Send it the actual version of the recording?
Yeah, if you can, we could just upload the video, share it with our followers.
It's up there on my Instagram. Now
Okay.
it's one with you not a repost, right? Recopy.
Nah, I see you do that all the time. I'm not privy to that, so I don't know what to do.
You would have to download one of the you go to repost. It's in what do you have, an Apple phone?
I do.
Okay, so I wouldn't know how to do it on Apple, but the
Okay.
Play Store, they have apps that you can snatch Instagram videos off of or posts and repost,
Okay.
and that's how you do. You go to the three dots on the side there and say copy link, then copy
Yeah.
the link for you, and you'll be able to repost.
Yeah, but what I learned about like from Large Professor that I thought was funny was that he was born in 1973. So that means when we were watching his videos in 1990, he had to be a teenager, not far from our age, thinking he was a grown man. You remember when looking at the front door, right?
Yes, that was in
We
the
fight every night, but that's not culture. Kosher. I reminisce with bliss and when we was closer. I'm like, man, it's one of my favorite hip hop producers of all time, man.
yes.
Yeah, the sad thing was that he was a part of a group, and I really didn't know what the other two guys did.
Main
I
source.
mean, especially when you find out Large Professor did the beats and he rhymed, you're like, why did they need two DJs in that crew? They come to find out, I think those two DJs were brothers and their parents were the manager of the group.
That explains.
Yeah, so yeah, but Large Professor was that dude, man. I first heard Large Professor on Coogee Rap's album "Wanted Dead or Alive." That was the first hip hop cassette that I ever bought. I think I was underage, but it was the most graphic album I ever heard in my life.
Man,
But
question: how many albums do you own? Do you have them now? Cassettes?
like I said, I left him at my parents' house when I went away to college. Haven't seen him since. And I had shoe boxes full of tapes, shoe boxes of tapes. I'm talking about Brand Nubians, Redmans, all his albums.
And you didn't buy them bootleg. You bought the real
I
cassettes, right?
bought. I wanted to support the artist. I bought all the albums. I don't know where it is. But yeah, going back to that Coogee Rap, I think the song was called "Money in the Bank,"
Sounds
and
familiar.
Large Professor rapped on that first, and then also Freddie Fox was on that. Eric B's brother at Live. So that was the first time I was introduced to Large Professor. And then of course the stuff with Main Source. Then he went on to just be like a legendary hip hop producer, producing some tracks for Nas. I think he produced Halftime and It Ain't Hard to Tell.
Halftime is hard.
Huh?
Halftime.
Halftime is hard, but I think It Ain't Hard to Tell. That's a classic, man.
I don't know. Halftime is hard, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Because yo, the whole scene that he set up for halftime for talking to my man. oh, Um, I'm talking to Shorty. Maybe it's One Love. No, it's halftime. It's halftime
Yeah, I
when
think it's Halftime.
Shorty when he's bopping.
What you talking about? It sounds like One Love though.
I'm thinking it's One Love. I think I might be off here. I think it might be One Love.
Yeah, but it's just funny that both of them share the same birthday because Premier, of course, he's just been like a legendary hip hop producer from day one till now. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff he did with Gangstar. If you want to talk about Mass Appeal is one of my all-time favorites.
Who?
Mass Appeal.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Money's growing like grass with the Mass Appeal.
Mass Appeal is good, but I'm trying to remember. Oh, just to get a rep.
Just to get a rep. Then what's the other joint? The joints he did with J. Rule, Come Clean. With the water drop.
Oh,
yeah.
Premier?
Heads up, cause we dropping some shit. Heads up.
I know that.
Yeah, man. Then like, of course, the joints he did with Nas, New York State of Mind.
Yes.
Nas is like, and then like stuff he talk about he did with Jay-Z, Friend or Foe.
Yeah, his career is long standing as one of the premier hip hop DJs. He's did a dope track for most of the best artists that are ever to rap. With Large Professor, unfortunately, he didn't have. I don't think he had the same opportunity. He didn't produce for Big. He didn't produce for Hov. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the Nas and Hov beef prevented that from happening, but that, might have prevented Large Professor from propelling himself in a.
Yeah, I think Premier transcends beefs. Like, he does beats for people that have beefs. He's like, he's just that dude. You can let it slide. Hey, that's Preem. I can't stop him from giving anybody a beat.
I don't think Clark Kent ever made a beat for Nas. So you just have to look at it like, and Easy Mo, he don't nearly get the credit that he deserves.
Yeah, I forgot what album I was looking at. The Easy Mo did a couple of beats on, but he bodied those beats too.
He did Ready to Die correct.
I think he did some beats on the Busta Rhymes album that I just mentioned, the Coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did some beats on that too.
So, when you talk about guys that transcend beefs, there's some guys that just never got the opportunity to even be involved in other people's music.
Do you remember when Easy Mo B was in a group called Riff? Rapping is Fundamental. Do you remember that?
I remember the name, but I don't
remember. And they had that song with Miles Davis. Just doing that doo-wop sound, just kicking that doo-wop style.
Can't recall it.
Easy Mo B was in that group, man. It was called Riff. Rapping is Fundamental.
I remember that name, but I don't remember that group.
Yeah, look it up. And then going back to Premier also, I think recently he just did a song with Griselda. It's a banger too.
Conway's on it.
Oh, Conway is on it. Benny the Butcher. And let me tell you something. It flows perfectly. That's how nice Primo is. He could do beats for the new cats and the old cats alike.
Unlike what I was saying about Dre earlier, where I don't think.
Yeah, you know what? When you actually said that, I actually had to agree with you because it's like
you say that you don't agree with me most of the times I talk.
No, I'm saying, but think about it, other than Jay-Z, like how much East Coast cats has Dre really done beats with? You know what I'm saying?
Jay had pointed out to me.
And what song did he do for Nas? I mean, he did the Firm album, right?
Right. And he did the Q-Tip track. Did you look it up?
I think that was Q-Tip, man. You talking about Vibrant thing?
Yes, you didn't look it up?
I'm gonna look that up right now, man. And Large Professor did produce Halftime. Vibrant thing.
Halftime. You know it's halftime.
Q-Tip. Let me see that. Doesn't say the producer on here. Producer Q-Tip.
Really?
Yeah, Q-Tip produced that.
Yeah. Mistaken.
And then going back to Premier, I think he also did 2 albums with Royce the 5'9", Prime, 2 Prime albums. So Premier, it's timeless. I still think, Large Pro, to me, definitely one of my favorite producers, man. I mean, anything he'll put out, I'll listen to. But I just think Primo just has that staying power, man. Like he just always comes up with something, man.
Right.
He even did a song with D'Angelo. You remember that Devil's Pie
Yes.
for Belly?
Oh, who produced that?
Primo.
Oh, I thought you were saying Q-Tip. My bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were saying Q. Yes, Primo,
Yeah.
superior in producing. I mean,
Yes.
it's the cuts. He changes.
Mhm,
He's able to take songs, samples, and
mhm.
change them around, manipulate them so well that you don't even recognize where the sample come from. So it's hard for a record label or an artist to listen to the sample and say, "Nah, you can't use that."
You want to hear a funny story? Nas's album Stillmatic. He had a track on there called I think it's My Second Childhood, produced by Premier.
Mm.
And it was around the time I had X. I don't think it was the ASR X Pro. I had the ASR X, and I was messing around with the sample from Peebo Bryson. And the beat that I made was the exact same beat, Second Childhood, same sample, same formation. Then when I heard Primo do it on Nas's album, I said I ain't doing beats no more, man. I
Now,
made the exact same beat, man.
should encourage you to have continue to produce.
Yeah, I should have looked at it differently back then and say, yo, man, the beat I made is so hot. Primo made the same thing. Not saying he copied me because it was a hard beat to sample too because it didn't really quantize right.
Right.
And the same way he put it together was the same way I did it.
Now, the question I have for you is
Mhm.
how similar or how far apart was. I want to make sure that the premiere beat didn't actually happen first, and you heard it, and then you thought you have.
Okay. So what I say is when it came to the verse part, I made the exact same thing. But Primo chopped it up for the hook and he added the scratches.
Right.
That I didn't do because that's a Primo specialty, chopping up samples.
Yes. Yes.
So the original, the regular loop, I created. I did that.
Very nice.
Yeah, but
You
yeah.
didn't that you were good enough to continue. I understand that.
I mean, I did. I actually still got the sampler, man. I think I'm about to just pull it out.
No, you don't have the sample because if you had the sample, you would have already pulled it out to prove your point.
I'm about to just blow the dust off of it and try to put together a beat. I got some Donny Hathaway records in here. I'm about to chop something up.
You're kidding me.
Huh?
You kidding me? You really were going to produce?
Yeah, I'm not, like I got beats.
I would like to hear.
Huh? Yeah. No, I mean, especially now with the new audio equipment, like Apple Logic and all of this digital audio software, I could definitely like tweak it now better than I did. Because back then you just had the actual counts, the actual machine, the actual sampler drum machine.
Yes.
But now you have the technology where you could actually put it into the computer, edit the waves, and do all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to mess around with that. It's gonna take a while. It'll probably take me a month or two to get back.
I think the biggest thing that I'm interested in is the fact that you're willing to take those old records and sample because really nobody's sampling anymore.
People still sample. I mean, Griselda stuff, 90% of what they put out is samples.
Interesting. I guess that's why people like them. They're
Yeah, it's mostly like soul loops. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what the RZA was doing back. Because I think the RZA was sampling like everybody else, but he did something different with it.
Yes.
It was like he took an R&B sample, but he still made it street. Whereas you had like Heavy D or Eddie F, they would sample something, but it sounded like a party song. RZA would sample something else and make it street.
Not many of the producers was as had the goal of Puff Daddy to play the actual loop of songs. They try to manipulate it and hide it so that they didn't have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
But Puffy was the only one that threw out all the.
Oh yeah, Puffy. That whole Juicy was just was Juicy Fruit by Entombed. It was nothing different about it.
Yes, I think that was easy.
I mean, he even took the hook. He even took the hook. You know very well who you are.
The very name of the song he took. The song is called.
Yeah. Yeah. But Don Juan, where you at, man? I think it's time for us to close out, man. We've been rocking here for 2 hours and 5 minutes.
You're kidding? Oh yeah, it says that.
Yeah, where Don Juan at, man?
I think he just decided
disappeared on us, man. He probably taking a nap or something. And he got the live running. You and I can't even shut it off.
No, he says here, I'm ready to rap, fellas. 2 hours. Laugh out loud. I got a whatever you want to defecate, if you want to put it in terms. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me tell him, send him a message.
Yes, because no way else we could stop the live.
Yeah, we can't stop it because he's the one that has to do that.
I think we had an interesting conversation. I mean, we didn't.
Yeah, we had a dope show, dope second show. We had what, 6 callers? Nah, 6, like what, 3 callers calling today?
He says I'm here. I see a new message on the private.
Okay.
Let's close out. Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. At 1:02 a.m. he says I'm here. So Don Juan is there. He's gonna
All right,
come.
so tell him, did he see my message? Let's close out. Yeah, so shout out to Bucky Dollar,
That's right.
Big J,
That's right.
and Marcus from what he said from Pistol Waving, New Haven.
Yes, Pistol Waving, New Haven. Yo,
'Cause I thought it was Gun Waving, New Haven. I think that flow a little better, you know, Gun Waving, New Haven. What you think?
that was the way it was back in the days when they were really bad out there in New Haven.
What do you think of that? What do you think sounds better, Gun Waving or Pistol Waving, New Haven?
I don't know. Pistol Waving sounds a little a nuance, so to speak.
Okay.
I mean, a gun sounds like the old West. Pistol sounds like
totally.
Okay.
Totally.
What's up, man?
Yeah. A little technical issue here. A little bit of freeze. Had to do a reboot.
What's up with you, man? Your do rag looks out of place, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You was in a fight or something?
Yeah. It's hot out here. You know what I mean? It's 100 degrees.
It's like 100 degrees right now, especially with this LED light going off right here.
Yeah, that too, bro.
I'm burning up right now. So let's close out, man.
Yeah. Yo, we catch up on the post Hiphopcitizen live stream. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Don Juan the Mac.
Dialect 718. I just want to give a shout out to my man, my brother-in-law, Fetty Gusto, man. I know he was trying to call in, but he couldn't get on. But shout out to Fetty Gusto, man. That's actually one of the original Hiphopcitizen hosts, man, along with my brother, Father Greg.
Yes. Fetty Gusto, Father Greg.
You know,
call in, bro. Sorry about that link. You know, we tried that, Fetty. We'll get you set up on the next one.
Yeah, we get you set up on the next one.
How the Hiphopcitizen is a 3-year program?
Yo, it's been a long time in the making, you know, saying to get the live stream going. You know, saying Dialect hit me up years ago. It's like, yo, you're doing it backwards, son. You know, saying you need to be live streaming.
Yeah. So when we first started, it was Juan, myself, my brother, and my brother-in-law.
Okay.
My brother-in-law is Fetty Gusto is also an MC. But I'm gonna get him on. I spoke to him today when I went off the air. And, you know, I guess next time we'll get him set up with the email if he's in front of a laptop, and we'll get him on the air.
Yeah. We work on that mute issue, so when somebody's talking, we can boost the sound of the person talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know, like why the computer fan is so loud, man. It's like I try to just block